Hi, my name's Paige Martin, and this is Megan Elke. We are from OCU in Professor Guzak's class, and this is our Glo-Bus Presentation. We are Team A Action from Industry 2. This semester we finished 8th in Industry 2 with an overall score of 52. We maintained an earnings per share of 93 cents, an average return on equity of 7.8%, an average stock price of $16.93, an A+ credit rating, and an average image rating of 55. Our initial strategy was to be the best cost provider in the entry-level and the multi-featured cameras. We kept at it for 2 years and realized that we were not getting a good percentage of the market share. The companies that had the lower costs were able to do this. This attracted us, and so for the next 2 years we decided to drop our price dramatically and to see if we could compete with them. However, we were not able to. We tried and we couldn't lower our costs. We couldn't get our costs low enough and still be able to cover our costs for the year. So for the next 5 years, we tried to salvage our part of the market share for being the best cost provider. If we had done this from the beginning, I feel like we would have been gaining a lot of market share at this point. The main company that competed with us was HSD. In the entry level, they were just below us, and every now and then on a year they would kind of up their PQ rating, and they were still able to keep their prices lower than us, so they would steal a little bit of the market share away. But we still were able to get a little bit there. And in the multi-featured cameras, they were still our biggest competitor. They were aiming at just the best quality, best camera you can get on the market, where we were still trying to be the best cost provider. We could not compete with their PQ rating at all, just because it was top-notch, without raising our costs higher than they already were. And so we decided to stay below them and really just try to get all the market that we could below them and above the other teams.
Throughout the Glo-Bus program, we did a couple things both well and poorly. Things that we did well was we maintained the A+ credit rating throughout the whole period. We also were very adaptable. We tried to stay in our own area as far as the PQ ratings go and the number of stores that we had. And we also sought advice. We were in talking to our teacher every week. There were several things, however, that we did not do well. Unfortunately, hindsight's 20/20, so now we know. We didn't make the very first decision well. The first decision basically decided everything in the game. We weren't able to find the sweet spot in the industry, and thus we weren't able to capitalize on the productivity of the market. We also weren't able to gain customer loyalty by doing this. In addition, we didn't meet shareholder expectations. We never had a very good earnings per share. Our stock prices were low, and we had low productivity because we kept on changing the features on our cameras. This increased the cost dramatically. It decreased our productivity and increased prices, so we were never able to compete on price. We learned several lessons from doing this simulation. First, it's very difficult to balance your performance with what shareholder expectations are and customer loyalty. Second, once you get behind an industry, it's nearly impossible to make up the difference and catch up. And third, we should not be in the camera industry. Additionally, the thing that really surprised us about this simulation is that the Black Friday strategy of lowering your prices throughout the year and not covering costs, only to make up costs in the third or fourth quarter by producing more, can actually be a very viable strategy and work better for you than covering your costs throughout the entire period, but not actually making a profit through the end. And so that's what we've learned, and this is Action from Industry 2, signing off.
Thanks.